Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
All right, people, welcome back to the show. It's the weekend's triple treat. And of course, the show Pick the Warriors will be tomorrow, 7 p.m. at the Little Theater, people. And if you want to get your tickets, please contact these outlets: Footprints Cafe, 5 Belmont Road, New Kingston; Your Choice Family Pharmacy, Linstead, St. Catherine; Millie Trends, shop number 12, Springs Plaza, Constant Spring Road, Kingston 10; and Easy Prince, Unit 2, 12 Greendale Boulevard, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. You can't afford to miss Pick the Warriors tomorrow at the Little Theater, and this will be starting at 7 p.m. It's a family affair. Check it out, people. All right, welcome back to the show. Yes, it's the first night of the weekend triple treat. New episode, people. Yes, another weekend. You have to give thanks. Big up to all the persons on the Facebook who are tuning in to the Coach's Desk. Big up to the viewers and subscribers. Thanks very much for supporting the channel over these years, months, weeks, days. Thank you very much. And to our new subscribers, you have joined a very good space, a very good community. And we are also asking you people to hit that like button. Yes, put the thumbs up button on blast. Yes, this will increase the algorithm, and we want you to become a part of the family, so you can also hit that subscribe button. Yes, people, hit the subscribe button and become a part of the Coach's Desk family. Yeah, man, big up to all the people who continue to support. Big up the commenters. Big up the subscribers. Those who watch and have not placed a like and have not yet subscribed. There's still room for you. So, people, how was your week? Massive, massive, massive week, huh? Reggae Boy squad drop. What else happened? Some exciting football taking place. Some exciting football taking place. So, yeah, man, that's where we're at with the incidents in sports throughout this week. And of course, you know, we have the preview for the EPL. Is it week 15? I've been going on very well when it comes on. Where's that? Okunsana, breaking news? What breaking news? uh, hold on. I'm not seeing a breaking news. I'm not seeing a breaking news. He knew his non break. He knew his non break. But anyways, people, big up on yourself. Thanks very much for tuning in. All the people over on Facebook, also give the video a like. You can share the content so that many other people will know that Coach's Desk is on. Yeah? So let me check out the comment section. And before I do that, please remember we'll be talking about the topic of discussion, Reggae Boys off to Africa. And we're going to be looking at some players to watch, plus EPL preview. And might as well we talk about the William Nibb Dinthill. Channel Star Dinthill had an encounter today. Listen, you see, before this game, William Nibb has not conceded a goal throughout the entire first round and into the second round. And the only team, they played Cornwall, only team to have scored on William Nibb. Big up to Dwight Jeremiah, the coach down there, doing a great thing. But you buck up in a Dinthill, boss. Dinthill has been on fire. Dinthill only lost, one game so far for the season. And they did what they had to do. Blanking the meanest defense. Can you believe it? Fresh God, what happened? What happened to William Nibb, Rob Smith? Wicked man, Chris. What happened to William Nibb? What happened? What happened around the little corner there? What happened down at Jacksall? You understand? Channel Star. The man named kick over William Nibb, people. Dinthill did that. 3-0. So let us look at some of the results of the schoolboy football today in the DaCosta Cup. Yeah, man. We're just going to touch some sports tonight, people. Yeah, man. Right across. Mm-hmm. All right. So these are games that are going to be played tomorrow, but before crucial games are going to be played tomorrow. Hold on. I already something did that a while ago. How I go on? Okay. So you look at Dinthill take this round of 16 game in people. Group. Cornwall College. They played out a 2-2 draw with Paul Bogle. Interesting results there. Dinthill, as I said, they blanked William Nibb 3-0. Christian and Central were 1-1. Mannings and Glenmuir 0-0. So in Group 1, Central has assumed the lead in that group. 5 points ahead of Manchester 4, Christiana 2. Garvey Maceo, the defending champions, they are on only a single point. Right now, Dinthill took the lead in this group, Group 2. 6 points ahead of William Nibb, have a better goal difference. That is as a result of the 3-0 defeat to Dinthill. So Dinthill had no other choice but to go for that victory over William Nibb. Cornwall College 4 points, Paul Bogle 1. Clarendon remains perfect. Frome remains perfect. York Castle, Rossies, they are the cellar dwellers. And Glenmuir and Mannings, they are locked on 4 points. Edwin Allen 1, Stets 1. So, I think I boil down to gravy, you know. I will go on this one. So the thing I boil down to gravy, people. But the shock of the round is the Dinthill team defeating this William Knibb team. And you see how football goes, who show up on the day, you know, people. Is who show up on the day. And obviously, Dinthill, the box probably were against the wall. And they knew or know that a victory would have been the only thing that you know what I mean? But it's interesting. It's interesting. It's very much interesting what is happening in this competition at the moment. But you know, look at them have the more games to play. Because Dinthill play everybody in another group here. Clarendon group 3, they have another game to play. Glenmuir group, they have another game to play with Mannings as well. Which group are the defending champion? Oh, Garvey have another game. They'll be playing Man. Well, I think that game was 0-0 today, right? No, it was Christiana. It was Glenmuir. Hold on. That's a wrong result, this man. That game didn't play it. Tomorrow that I play. All right, so these are the teams that we'll be playing tomorrow. Clarendon College will be going up against Frome. And let's see what those. So Frome is second. Clarendon College is first. Both on 6 points. That should be an interesting game. Top of the table clash. All right. Rossies will be going up against York Castle. That's the same. Is that the same group? Yes. Group 3. York Castle, Rossies. I mean, it's a game of academic interest. 2 teams, third and fourth, solar dollars, you'll call them. Let's see what they will do in that encounter. You know, York Castle probably would be favorites to get this victory. I mean, they played Clarendon College very well the last outing. Clarendon College should get the better of Rome. You know what I mean? So, definitely. Mannings and Stets. That's another interesting encounter coming up. Mannings and Stets. Mannings is in second position on 4 points. They will face Stets on 1 point. And Mannings will be going all out to get that 3 points because their season depend on it. Edwin Allen Glenmuir. So if Mannings win, 7 points. Edwin Allen and Glenmuir, if Edwin win, 4 points. If Glenmuir wins, 7 points. So it's really a tricky. Goal difference might come into play as well. So these teams are going out there to put on a show, to put in a very, very good performance. You know what I mean? All right. So those games will be on tomorrow. Interesting. What are your views on the Dinthill game? That was a surprise, you know. And I think that group is has been concluded, you know. Group 1 with Central. Central has no more games. Manchester will be playing Garvey. If Garvey gets a win, that will bring them on how many points? 4 points. Will that be enough to take them through? Very, very tight group. This Dinthill group seems to have settled. This Dinthill group seems to have settled. Three games played. Clarendon College, that group, which is Group 3, another game still remain. And the Group 4, one round of games to go. All right, so that is that where the Costa Cup is concerned. Interesting days are ahead because Manning Cup are the thing, you know. So, interesting games. The quarterfinal round will be kicking off tomorrow. So, Stats will go up against Haile Selassie, and they are in Group B. So, Stats will be going up against Haile Selassie. I think that should be a very good game. Rudy Dixon is the coach of Haile Selassie, I believe. So it should be a very, very good one. Then Charlie Smith, Kingston College is another good game. But I mean, Kingston College should, and I say should, get the better of. And I say should it up, people. But trust me, some very, very, very good games. If you're not doing anything on a Saturday, you can go out and watch this game. Mona will face St. George's. And the Charlie Smith Kingston College games, they will be played on what? Tuesday. Mona George is a good one coming up. But before that, let me get back. I think I was ahead of myself. Right. Kingston College will be playing St. George's again. How much time them team are going to meet? KC will be playing St. George's again tomorrow, 2 p.m. Jamaica College will go up against Wolmer's. Mona will go up against Charlie Smith. Stats Haile Selassie. And that would be the encounter for. So nothing else in this about these groups are very, very tough groups, people. Charlie Smith, Kingston College, Mona, and St. George's. Haile Selassie, Jamaica College, Stats, and Wolmer's. Tough groups. Well, business end of the competition, quarterfinal round. So you expect that to happen. All right. Let me check out the comment section to see what's going on in the place. Let me check out the comment section. South Cry, big up yourself, South Cry. Mark Plunkett, big up. Big up. Fresh in the building, people. Capo is here. Big up yourself. Chris is here. Big up, Chris. South Cry asking you to hit the like button. Fresh God is asking you to do the same. And please remember, people, you can call in 876-474-3538. You can always call in and voice your opinion. Big up. Where's the breaking news, Mr. Smith? Talk to you now. Coach, I win your customer appreciation day. You know, free curry gold, right settings. Yeah, man, we can think of something like that, man. A cook out. Yeah, man, a big chef, you know. Rob Smith, big up yourself. A 2 year me debut, you know. I want to know when a subscriber appreciation day. Yeah, man, we so sad out up. Wicked. Oh, yeah, say a time now, Coach Butcher good for the comment section. Oh, you mean? Nothing wrong with that. So the match couldn't play at Jamaica. Why them have to play the match down Africa? If you make lion and tiger bite. I have the Chris one. Whisper Richards is a great potential. I think the senior setup should be looking to give him a run against Cameroon. But South Cry, he has important games coming up, you know, in the Manning Cup. Do you believe that the Kingston College coaching staff would be prepared to have their talisman go all the way to Africa when they have a competition to win? Talk to me. Talk to me. And do you believe that Whisper is ready for the international scene? International football. But we'll delve more into that conversation later. You know. Rob, man, tell you, bro, man, if you line up the goat. Yeah, man. Construction boss at it, actually. Big up. Yeah, wrong bang boss, you know. You're not a good prediction, boss, you know, actually. You're cool, chili. Yeah, man. Actually, and Chris, they are early, man. We book for it. We never look for it. Right now, back Adidas at the classroom load right now. Early bird on Friday. Me no understand how you have a group stage for a quarterfinal round. So yeah, tell me for semi-final them are gonna have group too. Nah, man. Two teams are gonna come out of the group for the Manning Cup. 2 teams out of each group for semi-final. So you know amount of time these teams are gonna play each other. Gavi are gonna pray and fast for a win versus Chester. That gonna be. Would that bring them through actually? Kevin Williams, big up yourself. The boys off to the motherland. Yeah, man. Look how Lion are gonna run down Ravel now. Ravel not there. Rob Smith. Go to butcher for Christmas. Yeah, man, that time no. Achoo, man. Achoo. For real. Jason coach a keep a subscriber appreciation there. Yeah, man. Selassie look like them are gonna pluck out a one feather. Them are the unknown variable. Yeah, man. Me can donate a whole at Trenton, you know. Joan Spence, big up yourself. Welcome. Corey May and Rose Trenton. Hey, JC, I saw somebody, you know. Corey May. You say I'm a jerk, a Rose. Cause me knew Selassie a beating sick, man. Them turn around the program. Yeah, man, I think I'll Linval Dixon there, you know. KC versus STGC part 3. Me I tell you. So the one all I know actually. And them a play from Europa Cup competition, you know. So you can imagine how many times these teams play. I prepare for CVM after the Cameroon game cause all we talk. The man not paying attention. Remember the rest of them there. Big up yourself, Tuffy Rudy. You might go see it, man. As so long me I talk and no comment. Sherman, big up yourself. The wall, me a pen. Fresh God, Sherman Scott, MPEC, Worm. All May Penites. Big up on yourself. Remember, you have to curry some tofu and chunks for the fireman them. Yeah, man. Then say, would you have some vegetarian fowl up at Carlisle Avenue? So that I want to get there. Formula. You need to come on. Hey, Formula, may I invite up on the show? Me see you drop a video just now. Formula, I need to come discuss that video there. Man say vegetarian fowl. All Whisper need to do is focus on this club career in Europe, and then the national team will call him if he's performing. All right. Coach, when me tell you Saturday, she love Tivoli have a drop on my side. Yeah, man, you did say it. prediction, I will connect like Bluetooth speaker this week. All right. K Sports, big up yourself. Big up yourself, K Sports. All right. Jason Vegetarian Fall. Boy, I tell you, man, they come with something new. Jerry, anyway, I big up yourself. I want to Chelsea. From Chelsea lose, we don't see Jerry, no people. What happened? Jerry, you recover? Me pen is not a playpen. See him, sir. Come back. You say a movie that? You know. You say halal chicken. Part-time formula drop video. Yeah, man. I'll try if I jump on not saying long though. Yeah, man. I'm gonna drop a link right now, formula, because the conversation the interesting. People, I'm gonna drop the link so formula can forward. We not tell formula to call no phone enough. Formula a big time YouTuber. See the formula. Come on, see like you're not gonna stay long. Jump on right now. Yeah, man, me see formula drop a video there, see Virgin. I just say topic me glimpse and me say, wait. Formula bust on shot. Come in, formula. All right, just set up on forward, formula. Formula very controversial video indeed. Yeah, man. Why hear formula talk about it? Because it might seem controversial, you know, but let's hear the points that he's gonna be putting across. May have some things to talk about, you know. Big up to Richie Royal, big up to Craig Butler, big up the whole Phoenix, big up Jeremy Ladon and KC, where going him thing and Coach Watson and Coach Andrew. Big up on yourself. It's a whole team down there, you know, man. Big up the therapist. Yeah, man. Therapist, a good youth too. I remember his name, but yeah, man. Yeah, man. A whole lot of things are going on, man. So, I just, what you say, a Blair Badness formula I deal with, you know? Yeah, man. Blair Badness formula I deal with. No joke. So, we want to hear a formula say. And then the people them can go watch the video. Right now, my side big, we are at the top of the table. When someone talk about them Arbor View and them Umberline and them Garden team, me just lead the league well, cool and fuzzy. So I watch them a fight. Oh, a Blair formula name too, you know. Yes. Hey, Rob Smith, you know, quick, you know. The Chelsea man name like Jason and Dre. How this? If there's a guarantee 100% that Folly Ground anti-JA English baller vibe now get promoted, I will listen and speak. All that come up. Hey, Rich Pooh, come like you have that them something I write down for the amount of week where you're missing. And you say, all right, when we go up on a show, I'm gonna just copy and paste that now on comments section. You understand? Formula of the Waterhouse link. And that I tell you, man. You know, see, I believe the man name. Hey. Hey, we see a thing about a farmer ball lineup. Stylo. I must say Stylo needs some assistance. So if anybody watch a story there, them can give some assistance where it is necessary or needed. Formula, you are wait for enough. You are the Blair badness enough. No, I'm not a mind reader. Not a mind reader, you know. Me know in them something there. What you say? You might move like King Herod. All right, people. Guess who's here? Guess who's here? Special appearance. Okay. Listen, people. Formula is here. The formula is here. Formula alongside speaking all the people. As usual, you know. Formula, big of yourself.
What's happening, coach?
Me there, you know.
It's been a while. Sorry for the camera off. Me never
No
prepare for
problem, man.
jump on.
No problem. That's true. A long time, no forward boy.
Yeah, listen, but I haven't jumped on in a while. I haven't come on to the live in a while. It's
But
always good to be
you're
here.
not too drop a lot of videos in a while either. What go on? Get rich?
I wish. I wish. I've been a little bit busy in recent times, but I've tried to improve the consistency over the last week or so. I dropped a couple of videos this week, so yeah. So what's happening? First of all, me not take shots after nobody, coach. Me just want to make that. Me not like how you characterize that.
All right.
See?
Formula is not taking shots. It was just me being a little bit hilarious.
Dramatic
In the whole thing, you know? All right. So tell us about, first of all, the squad. What do you think about the squad?
I mean, within the context, a decent squad could be better, but within the context, it's an okay squad. Not really surprised. A little bit disappointed there were one and two players I would really have liked to have seen.
Example.
I think this would have been a perfect opportunity to give Joey Desert an opportunity. You know. So if he's fit, which I think he is, if he's not, you guys can hit me up in the comment section and let me know. But I think this would have been a perfect opportunity for Joey Desert. I think that any chance we get to look at a new CDM, we must take it. There are MLS Next Pro players in this current squad, like for instance, a Justin McMaster. And Joey Desert has proven himself at the MLS level. Didn't get a lot of game time this season, but last season he got a lot of game time because of the injury to the CDM, the starting CDM in Orlando. And in my humble opinion, he did very well. Even the commentators were praising him and you know, alluding to how well he was playing in the games. Started out from a defensive standpoint, probably a little bit shaky, but eventually found his footing and really proved himself to be a quality MLS CDM or a CDM of that standard that can cut it at the MLS level. So even though he didn't get a lot of game time this season, I think that on the merits of this particular squad, Desert is of that quality where he could have made it. And again, especially in the CDM position, you know, we every chance we get to take a look at a new CDM, we must make use of that opportunity. And me personally, I have a lot of time for Joey Desert. I just think he needs a change of environment. I think a different club, and he could be featuring a lot more in the MLS. I think he's of that standing. I think he's of that quality. I think that from a defensive standpoint, he is okay, could improve. But from an offensive standpoint, in terms of his ability on the ball, right, he has proven to me at the MLS level that he's quality when it comes to his ability on the ball at that level. So I definitely would have liked to have seen him in this squad. I think the boy Scarlett as well, down at Tampa Bay, you know, would be a good mention as well. One and two others. I be careful when speaking on these things because we don't know the scenario, to be fair. We don't know the backstory relating to these players in terms of were they called up, you know, did they decline call ups, you know, do they have a little niggle or whatever the case is. We don't always know the backstory, so I try to be reasonable when giving these takes, but those are two players that come to mind right off the bat that I would have liked to have seen given a chance. But I'm happy to see Lamar Walker back in the fold. I am happy to see Justin McMaster. McMaster, and I spoke about this in a video that I dropped yesterday. McMaster is a very, I often refer to his case as the curious case of Justin McMaster. I remember when he burst onto the scene at Minnesota United, the first couple of games of the MLS season after being drafted, he did very well. Even the commentators were raving about his substitute appearances and the impact that he was making when he came onto the pitch and the impact that he had on the game when he made these substitute appearances. But for some reason, Minnesota just dashed for the youth. I don't understand it. He was playing well, you know, had some goal contributions and assist or two going off memory. And all of a sudden, Minnesota just abandoned the youth. It got to the point where the youth wasn't even making the match day squad. So, you know, and then eventually being relegated to the MLS Next Pro. So, I would really want to see more of him at the club level. I think he's also another that needs a change of environment. And, you know, given the context of this squad and what is taking place with the selection around this squad in terms of, you know, it falling outside of a FIFA window and hence, you know, attracting more players from Jamaica and the Americas because they're out of season. I just think that, you know, it's good to see him in the squad and good to see him get a chance to showcase his talent. I think there's talent there, and I'd like to see more of what the boy can do, and hopefully he can do well and hopefully he can impress. And even send a message back to his home club, Minnesota, to say, hey, you guys need to give me a better chance, or need to give me more chances. So I'm eager to see what he does. But I think the boy has some talent there. Who else? McGregor. Peter McGregor is a player I've a lot of time for as well. I think he's the most technically sound forward that I see in the JPL. I think from a technical standpoint, whenever I watched his team play in the JPL, he always stood out, you know, from that perspective, from a technical standpoint. And, you know, that's obvious why the boy spent, a year in Europe, in Sweden, at one of the biggest clubs in Sweden and in Scandinavia, right? Finished second, I believe, in the Swedish Allsvenskan this season. So, but, yeah, so him being exposed to that level of development, it's not surprising that he stood out from a technical standpoint in the JPL. So I'm happy to see him. I have a lot of time for Jordan Fletcher as well. So, you know, happy to see him get a chance in the national team again. I thought the last time he had a run out for the national team against Peru, many people disagreed with me, but I personally think he did well. And Lamar Walker as well really impressed in that game as well for me. So it's good to see Fletcher. And, you know, I watched some of his games in India when he was in the Indian second division. And, you know, he really did well there from a run of play standpoint and from a statistical standpoint. I like Phillips as well. Demario Phillips, I think, is one of the better, I would say one of the best midfielders in the JPL, and that's putting it lightly. And I think under the circumstances, he did relatively well against Morocco. For me personally, people might disagree and that's fine, but in the Morocco game, I think under considering the circumstances and the context and what was going on around him, I think he did as well as he probably could have. So those are probably the main standouts or talking points from me from the squad. I'm also eager to see what Jamal Wade does. I think that's very important. I think right now, we definitely know who the first choice goalkeeper is, but as to the second and the third choice, we're not so sure who those are currently. But there are a couple of names that are in the mix. Barnes, Adai, Kanaya Boyce Clark, and now this Jamal Wade. Some may include Amal Knight as well. So I'm eager to see what Jamal Wade does. I've seen Dylan Barnes for the national team. I've seen Corey Adai briefly though, but I've seen him. Seen Kanaya Boyce Clark, albeit for the U20s. I've seen Amal Knight on countless occasions. So interesting to see what Jamal Wade does. Can he establish himself as a second or third choice keeper? Let's see, can he cut it at this level? Let's see. But he is a starting USL goalkeeper. So, and he's a relatively young goalkeeper as well too. 23, 24. I don't think he's older than 24. So I'm eager to see what he does, to see if he can step up to this level.
All right. So Formula gave us his preference and what he would like to see. He would have liked to see players that he would have liked to see in the team. So we can't go around that because that's you did say that's your personal thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but one omission according to some of the fans out there is the man Dojan Whisper Richards. You just drop a video, kind of making emphasis on that sort of situation with Richards. Can you give us an update on what you're really saying? Because you said I was being dramatic and hilarious.
I want to make it clear. I have a lot of time for the boy, right? He's obviously an exceptional talent, right? And I said that in my video. He's an exceptional talent. It's not a question of if, but rather when. In terms of he will eventually be ready for the national team, right? And when that, as I said in the video, when that opportunity comes, I'm sure he'll grab it with both hands. He has a big future, massive upside, tremendous potential, extremely talented player, right? A player I have a lot of time for, a player I have a lot of respect for. If I'm not mistaken, I was I am open to correction, but if I'm not mistaken, I was the very first vlogger, or I was the very first person on YouTube not named the boy's father or Craig Butler to do a video about him, right? So, speaking about the fact that I think we need to take a look at this boy because there might be something special here. So I just want to make that absolutely clear. This is not a shot at the boy. This is not, me taking aim at the boy or anything like that, right? I have a lot of time for Whisper. However, I am of the opinion that players who are only proven at the schoolboy football level have no business being in the national senior team, right? Not talking about the youth teams, referring specifically to the national senior team. I don't think players who are only proven at the schoolboy football level should be even considered for national team selection. I'm not talking about players who play or who are proven in the schoolboy level but also at the JPL level. You know, as I said in my video, that's an entirely different argument. I'm referring specifically to players who are only proven at the schoolboy football level. They have no business playing international football. And I am not even prepared to entertain. I don't even think there are exceptions to that rule, to be honest with you. You know, I understand Whisper is doing exceptionally well, right? He's playing very well. I get all of that, right? He's playing exceptionally well, but international football is a different level altogether. And I even said it in the video. You have stars in the JPL. You have players who star in the JPL who struggle at the international level. You have players who star in the USL, who play for some of the biggest clubs in the USL, which is a level I consider to be a good ways above the JPL. And those players have struggled at the international level, right? So I personally, I don't think it is wise for us as fans. And this is what I was saying. It wasn't aimed at Whisper Richards. It was really aimed at fans who are calling and upset about the fact that Whisper is not in the team. And I'm saying to them, I don't understand what the issue is all about. Because I just can't understand how we are, as fans, of the opinion or arrive at the conclusion that a player who was an amateur footballer who has only played at the schoolboy level, how can we be saying that that player is ready for the national team? I understand his agent, Craig Butler, saying that. That I understand, because
That's his job.
Yeah, that's his job. His job is to market Dujan Whisper Richards and make him seem as good as he can possibly portray him to be. So I understand that.
But
I understand even if his father had that, because he's not objective or could be, you know, that's a reasonable thing to say if his father were to, you know, advocate for that, to say that, okay, it's his son. Of course, he would want to see him in the national team. His time will come. The boy will eventually be good enough to make the national team, probably before his teenage years are up. But right now, based solely on the basis of what he has done in schoolboy football and a couple non-competitive games against some youth teams in Europe, non-competitive fixtures against some JPL teams, no, that's not enough.
All right, so we hear that from Formula. Brain Drain is saying, Formula, are you implying that schoolboy football is more hype than substance?
But I said it in the video. I said it in my video. Schoolboy football is more hype than substance.
All right.
I said it. That's exactly what I said in the video. It's more hype than substance. Mere fact, sorry to cut your coach, but the mere fact, I'm very passionate about this. So sorry if I see him a little bit, you know?
No, man, you soon hear my view upon it, you know?
The mere fact that we as fans are ascribing that much value to schoolboy football to be making an argument that a schoolboy, a player who was only played at the schoolboy level, should be making a national senior team. You think national senior team a joke thing? You think international football, as we said in the video, you think international football is a clown show? A serious business, this brethren.
One word formula: hypocrites. Hypocrites. The fans are hypocrites.
Some, not all. Some,
yeah. Well, I throwing it out general. I personally know them on a hypocrite. I have some people that agree with you in the comment section. But let us hear what some folks are saying. Then I chime in on and tell you exactly what I think on of that. Coach Devon is saying Whisper is a talented player, but you have to be careful with him. You cannot just throw him in the national team. There should be a slow transition for him to get a look in with the national team. But here comes Dre anywhere that is countering that totally, or he's just asking a question. Formula, you realize Ricardo Bibi Gardner was a Manning Cup player at 17 when he was called to the senior team by Rene Simoes?
All right, let me address that. First, it's a fair point that Dre anyway that has stated, right? What? Correct me if I'm wrong. Was Bibi solely a Manning Cup player? Wasn't he at Harborview as well?
I think so. So Dre should know that. Dre never did play my ball for Harborview.
So I would like the answer to that because my memory is a bit hazy on that. But as I said, look, it's not a question of age, you know, right? I don't have an if a player at 15 years old is proven at a credible level, credible enough to warrant selection in the national team. I don't have an issue with that, right? If him is 14 and he has been proven at a credible enough level, by all means, he should be thrown into the national senior team, no doubt, if he's proven to be at a sufficient enough level, at a credible level, right? So it's not an issue of age. That's not what I have an issue with. I'm referring to players who are proven only at the schoolboy football level. That is what I am referring to. And I'll tell Dre this much. About 25 years ago, you could have get away with that 25 years ago. You can't get away with that now. The footballing landscape, the international footballing landscape
Has spiraled or changed.
Has significantly changed. Yeah. You could have done that 25 years ago and get away with it. Look at the team that qualified to the World Cup. It was mostly locally born and developed players 25 years ago. Right now, a team, it was about comprised about two-thirds locally born and developed players. That cannot happen now based on the current development structure that we have in place within Jamaica right now, right? That team or that squad of two-thirds majority Jamaican born and developed could have whopped up a Japan 25 years ago. A squad comprised two-thirds of locally born and developed players would get a thrashing right now from Japan. Would have probably get 10-0. The international footballing landscape has changed significantly. So even if, let's say, for argument's sake, Baby was only proven for Wolmers when he was drawn into the national setup, you could have get to that 25 years ago. You can't do it now. And I know that there have been schoolboy players in the past that have been selected for the national team. Me personally, I think that is a dangerous precedent, and I don't think it's a precedent that we should continue with going forward.
All right. Let me get some more of the comments. Vibes Addict Entertainment is saying he's been coached by the best. Believe it or not, he's class. And I believe Vibe Addict is out of class where the Manning Cup is concerned.
I agree.
Him out of class.
But
there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, right? I mean, nobody doubts that in a coach. I mean, the boy has no business being in the Manning Cup, you know.
May agree.
Right? I don't disagree with his comment, but the fact still remains. Look, I am of the opinion that if you drop that boy right now in the JPL, he'll do well. But that is still speculation. Mm-hmm. It hasn't been proven.
And I see the term that you use, formula, proven, I think it is the classified word in that statement that you made, that nobody can go around. None whatsoever.
Schoolboy football is the only level that Dujan Whisper Richards has been proven at. That is just facts. Again, I think the boy is one of the best teenage players I've ever seen personally in the Jamaican footballing landscape, right? I have a lot of time for the boy. I think the boy will become a star. It's a matter of when rather than if. But the fact of the matter is the boy is only proven at a schoolboy football level. And that's facts. And I don't think that should be the main criteria, or that is eligible or is supposed to be a criteria
to make the national team.
It's not that alone, for sure.
All right, we're getting somewhere. BM is saying I agree with Formula. I don't know of any country in the world where players leave from high school football and go straight into the senior national team. If I'm wrong, someone can correct me.
I said that in the video as well.
Yeah.
That no credible footballing country is selecting high school players solely based on what they're doing in high school. That's ridiculous to me.
So I think Rob Smith is echoing your sentiment of Ricardo Gardner playing for Harborview at the time. All right. If that's the case, Bibi would still be an unknown, but your argument is understandable. But how many players got taken out of schoolboy football and got flung into the national senior setup and become a hit? I remember the Woolmerian, that tall, lanky player. I think he played midfield. He scored a goal for Jamaica when they drew a game. And where is he now?
Who that?
This guy that used to play for Woolmers, but somebody in a comment I go find it.
I remember Georgina James from KC.
Him same man me at that.
Oh, who scored against Guyana, if memory serves me right. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section.
I'm wondering if it was it
Guyana? A good goal too. Yeah, if memory serves me right, it was Guyana.
It was like a volley.
Yeah, it was a good goal. It was a good goal, to be fair.
Dre saying that Bibi was training with Harborview, not playing for them. Brain Drain say you double down Formula with the points. Vibes Adik is saying Clown Federation, cause if he was in England, he would be playing for Reading and Blackpool. All right.
Well,
club.
Well, it's a complicated issue, because I mean, for starters, right now the boy cannot sign professionally in Europe. That's
because
just
of his
fact.
age.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, he's a non-EU national. Non-EU nationals cannot go pro before the age of 18, unless the rules have changed. If it has informed me. I mean, Leon faced the same issue as well. Genk wanted to sign him long before they actually did. They had to wait until he was 18. So that's the angle where that is concerned from the European angle. And actually, at his father on my show, who spoke about, for instance, opportunities being presented to him in, for instance, Mexico, and from a business standpoint, it wasn't best to pursue that route. So I agree. If the boy was born in Europe, he would probably be a professional right now for sure. But and that's something that unfortunately is going against him, his nationality. And I hope that his father and his agent can navigate these waters successfully up until he has reached the age of 18.
All right. Stefan Wright is saying, in my opinion, if you're calling other schoolboy players, namely Jimenez and Pearson, there should be no reason why he isn't called.
Yeah, but again, Jimenez and I don't think people understand. Some people might miss the point, you know. I said I'm referring specifically to players who have been proven only. Keyword only at the schoolboy level. Jimenez and Pearson would have played games in the JPL.
But isn't
That's
that
a different argument.
But formula, isn't that sample size? You'd say a small one for a Jimenez and especially Pearson, because he didn't play a lot of games in the JPL.
But the few that he, first of all, I don't think Pearson should have gotten a call up. I don't think that. Right? So I'm not excusing it. I disagreed with it even then. But the argument could also be made that he played so well in the few games that he played in the JPL that some people thought that he might have been ready for the senior team.
So at least he was proven at schoolboy football, and he proved himself in the games that he played. So that would have warranted him a call up. And that's all he's saying. You can't prove yourself only in schoolboy football and expect to be just swooped up into the national team. That's what Formula is saying. You need to be at a club playing some football, dominating as well, or doing creditably well to really get your foot in the water of senior football. You know what I mean?
The fact is, Whisper is an amateur coach. He's not even some semi-professional. He's an amateur.
But does he play like an amateur, Farmer? That's the next question that they'll ask, you know. Based on his age and where he's playing, he is actually playing in an amateur setting. Yes, he's an amateur. But does he actually play at the level of an amateur?
And I agree from that perspective that, again, and I said it earlier, I believe that Whisper right now, if you throw him in the JPL, would do well. But again, that's speculation. There's not a body of work that can be taken into consideration at a level higher than a professional level. And that's my point, you know. Yes, I believe if I were a betting man, I would put my money on Whisper doing well in the JPL if I fling him in it right now. But again, that is speculative. We can't say that for sure because it has not happened as yet. So wait until it happens. Wait until he proves himself at a level befitting before we talk about throwing him into the national senior team. Because schoolboy football is joke football. Schoolboy football and international football is not in the same galaxy. And we have seen players dominate schoolboy football, go into the JPL and take a while to make the transition. Yes, to be fair, we see players make the transition immediately, but we have also seen players dominate. Probably they never dominated at the level at which Whisper is dominating, so that's also a fair argument. But we have seen players dominate schoolboy football, and they did make that transition to the JPL immediately. So wait until Whisper performs or has a body of work at a credible level before we as fans advocate for him being in the national senior team. As I said, his time will come, and it will more than likely, if I were a betting man, it will more than likely come before his teenage years are up. But wait until that time comes. And when that time comes, I'm sure he will grab it with both hands. But right now, based solely on what he has done in schoolboy football, no business being called. Not only Whisper, any player at all. Any player who has a body of work solely based on schoolboy football has no business being playing international football.
All right. Rob Smith is challenging you again. What would you say about people calling for 17-year-old who are in academy, not playing first team football? Why not give a schoolboy football player a chance?
That's the variables at play right there. That's a tricky scenario. It depends on the circumstance, because let's say, for instance, because you might have players who are in academies in England but who are playing at, for instance, the U23 level. Right, I think that the Premier League 2 in England, if I'm not mistaken, is the U23, either U23 or U21. If I'm not mistaken, is U23. Right, that's a professional level. So even though they're in the academy, they're also playing the U23s. So, and that's a professional level, right? For instance, from my exam, all right, you remember Kobe Thomas, who played in the U20s for us in the U20 qualifiers. From my understanding, Kobe Thomas is in the Inter Miami Academy. He's 16 years old. He's in the Inter Miami Academy, right? But he plays for Inter Miami 2 as well in the MLS Next Pro, which is a professional level. So you get what I'm saying? It depends on the dynamics. Even in the Premier League 2, we have seen players leave the Premier League 2 in England and go straight into professional settings and do well. Tahith Chang was in the Manchester United Premier League 2 team. He left the Premier League 2 and went straight to Belgium and became a starter for Club Brugge. Even won the Belgian Pro League with Club Brugge in his half a season there. So halfway through the season in January, he left Premier League 2, went to Club Brugge, immediately landed in the starting lineup and won the Belgian Pro League. So because of case studies like that, where we have seen so many players leave the Premier League 2 and make the transition to very high levels of football, it is a reasonable conclusion to arrive at to let me phrase that differently. It's reasonable to hold Premier League 2 star players or players starting at that level or playing at that level at a professional level, because one, they are paid to do so, and two, many of them leave Premier League 2 and go to very high levels and do well. So it depends on the variables at play in those specific in that specific circumstance.
Robert, welcome to the show.
Yeah, coach. You know, me there I listen to the program and I said to myself, say, there's a lot of dictatorship in a Jamaica. And it's not about Jamaica football. It's always about people who down there want to push their own players into the national team. And then at the end of the day, them say they might build up Jamaica football, but on a Jamaica football, they might build up by themselves. Reason why I say that, Craig Butler, he's the one that been pushing this player. And he goes around and disrespect other players in the national team for this little boy who hasn't done nothing on the international level, or done nothing in the professional level in no other else country playing for no big side. I'm saying Craig Butler says that the JFF is fighting against him and his players. But why Craig Butler? He started playing schoolboy football with these kids, which him says schoolboy football not upon him level, but he still him join Mona and him bringing his player into the schoolboy football scene back because he wanted to prove a point. You don't think that Craig Butler himself could have go? How many teams in a Kingston and St. Andrew, coach? How many teams will play football in a Kingston and St. Andrew? You don't think he could have joined one of those teams with his players then, since as he want them get exposure to the national team? He could have joined one of those teams, bring in his players them there, play the tier 2 where them have, and bring up a side like how Clarendon College side with what the coach name again?
Lenny Hyde.
Lenny Hyde. And bring up a team into the Premier League now. You don't think that Craig Butler could have invested in one of those because he has the money, has gone to him with his Phoenix team, and join up with one of those teams, be the coach, because he says that he's a professional coach. He says he has his papers. Nobody's discounting him, but he could have joined up, bring up a side to the tier 2, to either the tier 2, bring it to the Premier League, and those same players were him say. But because he underrated the Premier League, he sit down there pushing this narrative that the Premier League is not up to his standard, but yet still he wants his players to just jump into the national team, and that's hypocrite.
All right, coach, can I say
I'm
something?
telling you.
Hold on.
Coach?
Yes, hold on there, Robert. You know, hold on there, Chevron. I heard somebody said today, you know, that Whisper, and that's the person giving his opinion, you know, that Whisper is not the best schoolboy football. And so Stefan Writer say, ask the question. So the person said the number 7 that plays for Clarendon College is better than Whisper. And you know the debate will continue to go on because he was saying that there are persons pushing the narrative for Craig Butler. So it's like Craig Butler is seen as this bad thing for football when, in my estimation, it is not really that, you know? But there are persons out there that are saying there are players that are better than Whisper in schoolboy football. But he has about 19 goals and about 15 assists or thereabout. So his goal contribution is enormous. The question I want to ask...
Sorry, coach. You sure that's the right word to use, enormous? that is probably putting it lightly.
All right, it's gigantic.
Coach, we don't cut you. Coach.
Hold on there, Robert. So the question I want to ask...
Remember Brian,
hold on, Robert.
Remember Brian, bro?
Hold on. The question I want to ask the people out there, and Formula and Chevron and Robert, is scoring a lot of goals against your peers the ultimate? Or because he's 16 and doing it against other players that are older than him, does that warrant him a call up in the national team? You know? And I have my insight on this now because somebody in the comment section and I had a conversation and we were on a discussion about Whisper. And I'll be sharing that view later on. Chevron, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. You guys are hearing me clearly, right?
hold on, Chevron. I wanted to read this comment from Delroy. Delroy is saying, Formula, what more this boy should do? He has been traveling Europe for exposure, and more so he deserves that chance. He has a lot of experience in Europe playing and doing well. But probably Delroy doesn't understand that Formula made that point about the games that he played in Europe. They might not be...
They're against youth teams and they're not
right, and they might not
competitive
be the best
fixtures.
team, the best kind of games to use to say he has experience.
Look,
it is still experience, but
no,
what type of experience?
It is. It's my point was that it's not consistent competitive football, right? And I don't, in my humble opinion, I don't think that is sufficient enough to warrant selection for a national team, right? Look, it can be used as a, I mean, for me personally, I use it as an indicator to kind of make some sort of a judgment as to how good or the potential this boy could have. And that's one of the reasons why I did my video for some time ago when I did the video saying, you know, basically that we need to take a look at this boy because, you know, there is something special here, right? But to use that to warrant national team selection, Delroy, I respectfully disagree.
Yeah, go ahead, Chevron.
Yeah, bless up. You're hearing me, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, all right. So, my point of view in this, it's a bit mixed. Yes and no. Due to the nature of the game, it's I wouldn't even call this a friendly game, to be honest. Because we won't have the full our full team. So that's the reason why I would say yes. So where I agree with Formula now, if it's a situation where it was a full strength team, I don't think Whisper would have warranted a place based off just Monaco performances against our first team players. But due to the nature of the game, we don't have our first team players. We don't even think we have our second team players. And we are building for the future. Realistically, this team is for the future. Whisper is what, 16 now? So the next World Cup cycle, he'll be 20. Right now, 20 to
I think he might be 17.
17
either
now.
16 or 17. If he's 17, him just turned 17 in October, I think.
So at that time, during the next World Cup cycle, he would be around 2021 at that peak. So I think no, because you know we as Jamaicans we love to talk about playing of experience. So this is a game that I think that I would have blooded him. I heard a person talking about carrying him, but don't play him. I don't see sense of that. If I go carry somebody in a game like this, is to see them. Just like what happened with Pearson in the national senior team. I never see the sense of Paul carry him. Because you carry him for 2 games and he never play 1. So that to me never make no sense.
But Shavan, question, what's the rush? What's the rush to fling this young man into the national team? I don't understand what's the rush.
No, it's not a rush, you know. Remember I was saying it's due to this nature of this particular game. Everybody that knows me know that I am not I watch the JPL games. A lot of persons who bash me say that I am bashing the JPL. I watch it more than them. Because I have the Sports Max up, so I watch it almost all of the game them I show. And honestly, none of the forwards in the JPL don't catch my eye. The only forward that catch my eye, Formula, you know, was Peter McGregor. And it's just because of his movements. So honestly, I don't see nobody in the JPL that is performing to the level that I would see. Whisper is playing against kids. There's no denying that. There's no denying that he's playing against kids in the money.
Underdeveloped kids.
Underdeveloped kids.
Let's be
underdeveloped kids.
Because he's out of class.
Yeah, he's way above. I honestly don't believe he should be playing in the Manning Cup. I think he's above the Manning Cup at this point. But when you go around, when you look at his play, sometimes he has this lazy mentality. He has this demeanor sometimes that, hey, but it's just because I said the only reason why I'm saying yes to bringing him is just because of this particular game. He knows how to finish. He's like a Holland. He knows he's always in the right place. He knows where to finish. And when you have those type of capabilities, I think it's something that you can try to experiment from a younger age in this type.
Chevron is there. All right. Robert, you're still there?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, Chevron, finish your point. We
Yeah,
thought,
somebody
you,
there
you lost,
rudely,
we lost
somebody
the
there
hour, like.
rudely called my phone. I never know who that. So yeah, that's just my point. I don't know what formula. I know you are very strict. When you are a point formula, you keep it very. You keep to your point. So that's just my point there. That's the only reason why I would think
That's
having him
not.
play this game would be a good reason for this game only.
I mean, I understand your point, and it's a fair and reasonable point, and there is some merit to your argument. I see your point. I see where, and I understand where you are coming from. I just don't understand what's the big rush. There are players proven at a higher level that are ahead of him in the pecking order for national team selection, not only in Jamaica but also in the USL or in El Salvador or
All
in,
right,
I do
formula.
understand the big rush.
Our formula. So I comment in the chat right now.
No rush,
Right.
we just want what, Eric?
All
Come
right.
on.
Look, I saw a comment in the chat right now, and it's gonna be quite controversial. If Whisper was a so-called player for a different club under a different management, based on his performances in the Money Cup right now, do you think he would have been called up?
Probably, but that doesn't. Probably, you have a point. Probably he would have been called up,
Because, to be
but
honest,
Shavan,
when they
I
called
wouldn't agree
Pearson
with
last
that
year,
call up. I wouldn't agree with that call up. That's my point.
Question to Chevron and formula. Question is that should the boy skip the Manning Cup games that he would secure his school part for a meaning less friendly? Folks want to see him in the colors, but the timing is off. Do we think the timing is off, Chevron? Because
but
you said that
his
because of
father,
the nature of the game. For me,
all
I
right,
said it earlier. I know. Me not think
all right,
KC people are go on let him go for the play that game when
all right,
important games are come up,
but
especially the
coach,
big game versus
coach,
Mona,
if you hear if you
Whisper
heard what his
Phoenix
father said,
versus Butler Phoenix.
but coach, if you heard what his father said, he will soon probably be gone by the time he reaches 17.
Mm-hmm.
So the school argument, in my opinion, wouldn't be valid because the base one way my father sound like as soon as he reach 17, the something I go kick in him contract and him gone. So school to me is not that valid. I know that the KC old boy, I'm not gonna just say KC old boy. If it was JC old boy, George's old boy, Wilma's old boy, would have been the same thing. And people always say the old boy, they're the ones that are really pushing for certain things. But no, them wouldn't want it because they're not looking about the youth's future. They're more looking about the schools and about the praise and the hype. But so I won't really say that Casey that is the education. I wouldn't say it's education because as him father say it all the while. As soon as you reach 17, you probably don't see Whisper in Jamaica anymore. His father said it on multiple programs recently. When he reaches 17, we probably don't see him in Jamaica. So if he reaches 17 tomorrow and the contract kick in, he's probably gone. He probably not even play Money Cup final. Because I know say if one of the clubs them want me here interested in him, reach out to him and say, all right, we need you to come now. I know him now go say, all right, I want to finish Money Cup. He's going to leave.
Yeah,
I know you would have leave to coach.
Shavan, he can't go there to do what? He cannot sign for a club in Europe. No.
No, at 17.
No, he can't. Not even at 17.
Why not?
Because of the rules, he has to wait until he, as a non-EU national, he has to wait until he's 18 to be signed professionally by a club in Europe, in UEFA's jurisdiction.
All right, so is it that his father has the wrong information? Because his father did say that once he reaches 17, it will trigger something that can allow him to be signed overseas. His father said it, you know. His father even said recently he wasn't in Jamaica, you know. He was with the clubs in Europe, and he was speaking to Whisper, Whisper was asking him about the different clubs. So is it that
Martin Baker, unless there's been a change in the rules, please enlighten me. The last time I heard, I think what you're mixing up is that you see 16 and 17-year-olds going pro in Europe. Those are EU nationals.
Yeah. Once you're outside
the jurisdiction of the European Union, you cannot go pro in Europe. You can probably go pro in other confederations, but not in Europe. Unless the rules have changed, please enlighten me.
Well, I'm just going based off what his father said. Based on what his father said when he reaches 17, he will. So I'm just going off that. What you're saying could be right.
Coaching father say a whole father things too. Him father all the same can go him all get play for America and all them country. Him want a country where them are threaten Jamaica with whisper for.
No, his father never said that. His father never said that. His father said it's not a guarantee that he will play. His father said that it's not a guarantee that he will play for Jamaica.
To be fair, his father did say that there were a couple other countries
that were interested.
Yes, of course.
But we don't know how true that is either formula. That's what I'm saying, you know. I remember, you know, it's lineage. Who just know that his grandfather is from a different country as well? The same like how we are rundown players who grandfather come from a different country. We don't know.
No, I don't know, you know. I don't know, so I'm not speculating.
Yeah,
and,
no,
you know,
I'm just saying it to Robert because
Richie has never given me any reason to think that he is not truthful.
Exactly.
So I can't speak to that.
No,
so
Robert, based on Robert's comments, it seems as if he has an issue with Mr. Butler. I don't know, but as I'm saying, Richie has always been somebody that always straightforward. So
and objective.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't see a reason why Richie would want to provide a lie like that.
And listen up, people. Listen up. I see some comments in the comment section that this show is a bashing Craig Butler show and with a low the youth make him. I mean, people can't have civil discussion and it's not going down that trajectory. Come on, people, man. We're having a decent discussion. Nobody, if you were here, Formula did put in his disclaimer and everybody here understood what Formula was saying. Everybody rate Whisper.
Craig Butler has produced the greatest footballer and the most talented footballer developed locally that Jamaica has ever seen. Whisper is on his way to becoming next in line. When I did my video probably over a year ago, I labeled Whisper the next Leon Daly. Whisper has the potential to get to that level, probably even surpass Leon Daly, right?
Even Craig has said that.
And Craig Butler has to get his props for that. Right? No, so I don't, just because Rob Smith probably is not the biggest fan of how Craig Butler goes about his business, you know, that's Rob Smith's business. Nobody else here is beating Craig Butler. We're just saying
nobody now beat him.
Schoolboy footballers in general, and we're not beating Whisper either. We rate Whisper. Everybody on this panel thinks Whisper is a wonder boy.
Oh, only Brain Drain doesn't rate him because he's not playing for Calabar. He's playing for his main rival. You know, brain drain have to put some humor in that thing, you know.
I want to say this though. Free agent or not, I saw a comment earlier that
Oh,
says,
a formula. Fresh, he's saying it's not Rob Smith on the line, it's Robert.
Robert.
oh, Robert, sorry, Rob
Yeah,
Smith. Yeah, sorry, Rob Smith. Oh, Rob still in our comment section.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry about that, Rob Smith. I saw a comment earlier that from Jay Manning that said yes, he can come to Europe as a free transfer. Again, if there has been a change in the rules, please enlighten me. Because I remember Genk wanted to sign Leon Bailey
And they could have signed him.
long before he was 18 years old. As a matter of fact, they
I
went
think
as
Craig Butler
far,
said it too when he came on the show.
yeah,
The same Leon Bailey situation.
they went as far as having Leon Bailey sign what they refer to as a conditional arrangement or agreement. I don't remember if that's, I think that's the correct jargon for it, if memory serves me right. But basically, it's an agreement that when he reaches 18, when Leon turns 18, he must come to Genk and don't go elsewhere. That
Yeah. So I
arrangement,
think
that arrangement, from what I understand, is actually not legal. That's how far they were willing to go to try and get Leon when him reach 18 to come to Genk.
so. As I said, I'm just going based off what Richie said. If Richie is watching or anybody can reach out to Rich and find out, just to clarify. But I think that's what I heard pertaining to when he reached 17, which is soon. I think it's before the end of this year, if I'm not wrong. So that's what I'm going off. So if that is the case, then and if it's true what Richie said, then he won't actually finish this particular school year.
Yeah, Dre. Me know it's a formula right, man. Formula is right. You can't sign a contract when you're 17. If you are a EU or a European national, it can happen. But once you're outside of that jurisdiction, there's no way you can do that.
But coach, Whisper's father Richie was on my show a couple of months ago, and we had this discussion. We had this very same discussion about Whisper not being able to sign for a European club until he was 18, and that was, something that was delaying him making a move to Europe. And we were even talking about ways in which Whisper's time could be spent productively between then and when he reaches 18. And that's when, he started talking about opportunities in Mexico and that sort of a thing.
All right, formula. So can he sign to an academy over there at 17?
Don't that part of it, I'm not so 100% sure on, right? So I don't want to I don't want to speak on that, but I know professionally, if I'm
All right, so maybe
gonna go out on a limb, from what I've seen and I've heard, I don't think he can sign for an academy at under 18 as a non-EU national either, but I'm prepared to be corrected on that. But I know for a fact he cannot sign professionally. That I know for a fact until he's 18.
okay. All right. Well, I mean, time will only tell. We can only wait and see what happens. We all want the best for the kid. As I said, we don't know the argument is straight to him go Europe or what they talk about him potentially making a national team. But all right, but yeah, that was my opinion. That's my answer pertaining to him making this particular squad would have been 50-50. The only reason why is because of the type of the game.
We say team easy for make.
Yeah, man, it's easy to make, man. Too easy to make, man.
So you say, me can't go put in some hard training and return.
Yeah, man. I tell you, the team easy to make. I tell you. That's why I be like, I work with a professional coach. So for them people at Jamaica, I go drop down, when they can't find them some, just wait until this coach has settled in and start coach the team the right way.
It's just some man I
You're
got
gonna hear
drop
some, you're gonna hear some balling, man. You're gonna hear how this coach a come to mash up Jamaica football and all kind of shit. You remember me tell the coach what gonna happen? You just wait, cause them are people that don't understand say Jamaica football they're way behind the world, you know. The world gone left Jamaica a long time, you know.
Facts.
That's what go on.
Facts.
You think international football a play thing, coach? Make all of them are people that where you stick it up and talk about Jamaican JPL and all them sitting. You gotta see what go happen, coach.
But
you know, the coach for them people
we see JPL man
Empire, you know?
go play international football and then just fry.
Struggle.
Yeah.
I mean,
The best are the best in the JPL. Best are the best.
Coach. Just look for the little team when they in Pacific. When time them they come at Jamaica, come play Jamaica and play for the bad team, Waterhouse for the bad field, and people I say Waterhouse, the good all military, I say what? We look for military and they say, if anytime we go back, we see it. And the goalkeeper, the best player for Waterhouse in the game at Jamaica, you know. Guess when they go back over there, 6 them pick up, you know.
You remind me of the Ozemati game I play over the year. Okay, see nearly pepper them with shot and the goalkeeper save them.
What we say? Coach, anytime you see this coach I settle down, remember I tell you the coach an international coach and get No, this a coach and come embarrass himself in Jamaica, you know, brother. I tell you, you know. He come stoop up to JFF and embarrass himself, you know. And the other rest of people them we want bring in this a player and bring in that the player. No for them, hey, we are weeping and mourning down at Jamaica. You remember me tell you? Let them go fire him.
Robert, you remember the game we played against Argentina?
Yeah.
You know when I actually rate the coach, you realize that we never use the full compliments as a substitute then.
Then may I tell you? You know, see what man said. The man said that only for chop and change this thing.
Because the man realize, I know some seat in a training, so majority of the players them not really up to the level for international football. I know him see it for a fact.
Yeah, of course.
And again,
then Fabian, you don't know say this a game where them all play against this African team. No for them player, you're not gonna hear them get called back. I tell you, you know.
And again, family, remember me tell you the other day, so I feel the reason why Ricketts lose his job are because of a particular signing. Family, again?
Who that? No, man, me there, man. Who that?
Oh, the team that have Ricketts a coach, man. We did a coach. I feel the reason why him lose the job was because of a particular job.
No, Shavan, come on. I joke, Shavan. You can't do
that.
No,
man, me dead serious because me never see a reason. Me never see nothing what would I consider me making that particular purchase. It's not a disrespect.
No, Shavan.
Me did want to see the youth.
No,
me did want to see the youth strive. But me see him playing at 2 international competition. And me legit, I wonder how. If anybody disagree with me, if anybody say him play good in the 2 competition then so be it. But me just be honest. Me never see him play well. Even Zimenez. Family, you know me rate Zimenez. And even me, one of the people I tell you, I never want to see Zimenez on the field. Like the under 20 games again.
But Fabian, I just talk about Zimenez. Remember say man go play, man go sit there go play, you know, man. Then go start him in a match against the Spain. What is side where them go play at Spain again?
I injured him. The injured him.
Catalan. He injured because him never up to the level. Him not up to his fitness. Him not. I want touch him and him gone down, you know.
Yeah,
him not build up to the kind of game that
I have
go against the professional player that you get leaked from them, the man. What do you, man?
That is where I would say no. That is where I would say no. I agree with Formula now. With somebody who dominates in schoolboy football, should not get us a call up to the senior national team. That is where I would say, because I have not seen Jimenez play a good game for
International
Jamaica.
football business and coach. Yeah, man know about fitness athletes and where them eat and where them going at the gym go lift weights and them something. You think they are joke thing, coach? If you make them know I'm a joke thing, you know, coach.
And a
Coach,
joke
no,
Coach,
thing.
if you make them know.
Coach,
Yeah,
no,
man,
man,
that's
always
a real
wonder,
thing, man.
Coach,
A real thing.
do footballers do the same training as like track and field athletes? Stamina wise?
coach, look
Do
for Messi or
professional
Messi,
footballers?
wherever take stand up and look for the man, or a man strong man. You have to coach, tell them people about them something. Because me not think them understand it. A Jamaica thing say, get up and eat bun and cheese and eat fried chicken and rice and peas and drink rum and boom can play football. That not go on a professional football. Tell me, I tell you.
Yeah, coach, what me there say? The stamina training that the track and field athletes go through, is it the same thing that the footballers go through?
Some people employ the same thing because it's a general that section. If you're talking about fitness endurance, it's a general thing, general preparation.
Yeah, I know. Cause remember, some used to play, so I wonder if every coach.
No, not everybody. Everybody use a different regime, man. Okay, you can use multiple things to get your fitness and your endurance up.
Because I remember when me play for JC, 2 days out of the week, we'd actually be doing the track drills. So, and it goes back to the stamina because something I realized with
you were doing the
90%,
what?
we were doing the same drills as the track team, stamina wise.
Same drills?
Yes, no, like stamina wise, literally running around the tracks multiple times with the same hurdles, running up the hill. You know the hill behind a JC?
Yeah, hill run. Yeah, that's why I say, yeah, those things you use hill run for endurance and all of these things, speed endurance.
Yeah, so
you
we do
can use
those.
the same, but you don't like have the same exact thing. You can tweak it, you can add, you can minus.
Yeah, that's
But
what I'm
once you
saying.
develop
If it's a
endurance, you
part of
can
the
compress
whole
at the same thing.
coaching, that's what I'm saying. If it's a part of the whole coaching structure within our footballing system, because it seems as if majority of our local players lack the fitness level to perform at an international level.
And it comes with knowledge of the thing with periodization, because if you don't know how to pick the players and you have to go through the first round, which is a general preparation period, you have to fit. And not only being fit, but you have to be able to maintain the fitness throughout a 30-odd game season. You have to know when to tone down. You have to know when to bring them back up. A whole lot of things.
So it goes back to the sports science, basically. Then
a lot of persons don't know the science of the sport. They coach vicariously.
Because even
you have people who gain experience over a period of time, yes, and it will work. But the science of the sport is very important. Very, very, so much technological advances the person that might use now in our sports. Sports is a science, But people don't believe that. Even some people in the comment section.
See Anthony, they bring him one massage from England when he come play for Jamaica. Because him know him can't afford for him body breakdown. So make them stay there. Them think that football sports are a play thing. A money thing, coach. People have to pay good money for you come play for them club and sit, and a joke thing,
Not only that, a lot of professions eat food out of sports too. So man, I gotta take them things serious.
What you mean?
Yeah, but alright, out of East.
Joke thing.
Alright, out of East. I kind of get where I try separating into the limited resources. But I guarantee our track athletes don't have the resources where US track athletes have in a sprinted form, and we have been dominating them. We don't have
You
it as
don't
the
need
UK.
you don't need proper resources to get a team fit.
So
You can use makeshift things.
that are the mindset
Improvise.
we have where most Jamaicans seem to have. Because we don't have with the money where US. If I say, brother, we have mountains.
No man, to get people fit, you don't need no money to get people fit, man.
Come if I say, yo, when you look at the players, and formula, that you know that's something I have always been talking about for the longest while. Why is it that our footballers them lack fitness? Is it that when them a play for them club, them not do no fitness work? Because a player can't get fit for
They're not
international duty.
They're not
professional, Siobhan.
They're not
They're not.
disciplined.
Discipline and
They're
prefer,
not
yeah.
disciplined enough.
They're,
They're not disciplined enough.
yeah, but
They're not
you see the thing
enough,
is,
brother.
that's true too, you know. But I think the main thing is that one, they're not professionals, so their mind isn't conditioned to behave in a professional manner.
And that's where the discipline is.
Exactly.
So does it make sense
Me
then for
here.
Mr. Williams to be going around trying to get all of this sponsorship when the actual product itself is not going to improve?
No, but it now gonna happen right away, Siobhan. You have to look at that, Because people, human beings don't accept changes right away. So over a period of time, and you and others might leave or in a wheelchair or get old and grey before the next generation really accept it and see what is happening. So
Coach, me here Rudolph Austin say, man, when the man them come a training, then now come early. And when them done training a rum and boom, the man then go up on the side, go and drink and bleach out their face. And then say them are internet, them are professional. Like me I try to tell them. Them not inner them thing, the brother. Them not no discipline. Them want to go dance to Jamaica and stay out all night. And jump up and drink both rum and boom for them cause them a star. And the girls, them, lot of girls. Them no know and them just want to get rich and so you get rich out of football. You know must sacrifice players have to go through to reach a level where them want to reach, coach.
Preach.
Look for
yeah,
Paris,
man.
coach.
You
Look
have
for
to, you have to
Paris.
drop some
Paris
friends
is an
too.
example. Yeah.
Let me tell
Coach,
you,
look for
you saw the
Paris.
discipline come in. Your nutrition have to up there. Your rest have to be up there, and you have to train well. If you not train well, adaptation now gonna take place. Worse if you not rest, adaptation now gonna take place. You understand? So a whole lot of things that people have to do. Yes, discipline is one of the critical element or variable. And as you say, someone really not understand what it needs to take to become a professional athlete. You can't expect to go link formula after you have a day where you go to the weights room and you put in the work. You wake up early in the morning and put in the work before, So you do some technical work in the morning. In the afternoon, you got the weights room. You need to go rest.
Night, you gotta that.
You can't do that. Formula now go use him body to go do no physical work, You use your body to do physical work. In terms of football or whatever sport it is. So guy, your bed. You need to get a rest. Rest is very critical to any sporting athlete.
So do you think the clubs themselves need to?
Again, Siobhan, I don't think it at the professional level as the formula said. It not reach that heights. So it's gonna be very difficult for persons to conform. It has to be an individualized thing. I spoke to Toby Amison, manager, our coach, the other day. She said Toby changed a lot of things. She realized that she had come forth this year, come forth the year before. She changed a lot of things in order to have that success that she had. And the players really have to look into themselves and say, boy, I'm going to go out the road this, and low out the night dew. You understand? I go on my bed, I go sleep. Rest is important. You understand? So it's important that the rest, your nutrition, you have to train right, plus proper technique critical to, you know, because we think say most times you see our footballers, they make some mistakes. Sometimes it's due to lack of the proper technique, and we don't emphasize working on certain things to improve our craft. So it take a lot of hard work, man, and discipline. You know, just happen so. You can play a ball, but what you want to do to get better? All you are going to do, or what are you going to put into? What are you going to sacrifice to reach to the next level? You have to move from mediocrity to the top, you know.
The coach.
Our ball of them to reach star life, you know, man. Yeah, talks, man. Star life are when you're gone at your bed early, man. And your friend
coach.
wonder say, yo, they must send a WhatsApp message and nasty the blue tick. You don't have time for that.
You hear me, coach? You hear me?
Yeah, Ezra, where are you?
Oh, go on, night. You want to say something about? I think Robert up on the line, so that's why I jump on the stream.
Oh, Robert, look like you have got free up a line and company.
I guess I'm good, man. But me talk to someone if other people want to call him. Yeah, it does something. I watch a JP night to the other night.
Yeah, let me check.
Night to the panelists. Yeah, me I watch a JPL game.
Yeah, man, big up, Lanisha, big up.
That question more ask the guys there. What me see in the JPL now, I see a bag of kick and I see no composer with the team them. I see the man them run up and down on the field. So me that want to say the man them look like say them really fit. But it's like you will take one of the ball of them from out of the league and give him all 10 minutes on an international stage. And him chest burn up. Me no know. Me see a game. Our Cavalier played the other day. The man them I wish side down to must 10 ball. And I be up and down. Me see the man them kick, run up and down. So the man them look like say them fit. Someone there's a case where. And unnecessary as a coach, I guess coach means you're probably training in that area. It's probably what about the mental strength of the player them? If that really affect them.
Me believe that every sporting team should have a psychologist. And Stanley Green, we not bash down or beat down on the player. We just talk some of the things them that will help them to move from one level to the next. Come on, Stanley.
And that type problem in the coach.
This is not beating down on players, man. Come on, man. You know, we have a nice conversation, Stanley.
But that big. I said the man them look fit. Cause the man them, they just start to me one when we see locking. Them not a composure, them not a system. No off the ball, kick and pass and run a space. But the man them a kick some long ball and just a run down like a sprint. Them a sprint. All through the game.
What me think, and my opinion in that. You see, when them play against international teams, the team them a hold the ball. You see, when you chase a ball for 10 minutes in one game, brother, a bun your bun up, you know.
Yeah, that's I was going to say that, and also you have to take into consideration the pace of players. Well,
pace.
They've never been exposed
to
a pace of play anything remotely as quick as international football.
But formula, this I got straighten the point where you make even about international football. Daniel Green, when we interview him at the stadium when him play the game, you know, in the final round of the World Cup qualifier, man say, yo, this is a different thing. The man say the speed of the game fast. The man say he look like he need to go to the weights room and put on some more muscle so he can keep up to the strength of those players and these things. Some of the players them know it, Henry.
And
players them know it, Stanley Green, sorry.
And we want for throw.
And I help what try by saying these things.
We want for throw schoolboys into that.
You wicked, man.
Who are more than likely underprepared for that.
Man, but as a Jamaican say, brother, as soon as they start talk, the reality, everybody bash them.
Yeah, but as a father there, say, I see why the man them I push the man. If the coach he call him up, is that say nothing wrong with it. But if the man not there in the team, brother, me not see nothing wrong. Me not see why the man them say is that the man them want me to see that the man for there in the team and deserve for there in the team. If the brother if his body get called up, me that say yo, yeah man, that probably an exposure I want to give. Nothing wrong with that. But me can't say the man deserve for there in the team and thus him why am I doing the man in cup, brother? Against even other defenders, brother, we not properly developed. I think we need to give the player time to mature and reach the level and about the force now. Because the same people we boost him up now, you know, if him go there and him failing, them same one I go put him down, you know.
Exactly.
Because we are not professional yet, Stanley. So you're gonna have that. You understand? So you now get that, and a man I go chase the paper because the football alone cannot take care of him and his family. You understand? So it is what it is. It's just a situation that we're in. But once you say you do it, just try to do everything that it takes to be the best version of you. That's all we say.
And
and
that's a good
Jamar
point in all honesty.
Paris go through it. And
That's
take them time and build themselves.
Exactly.
And look what them done now, coach.
And that's a good point in all honesty, because if the young man goes into the national team and does not hold his own, you know the damage that can do to his confidence, to the confidence of a young player. Sometimes the damage is irreparable. 1, 2, you compound that with the fans piling in on him. Ensure that he is ready first. Why we jumping the gun? Why we trying to skip levels and steps with this boy?
Coach right now, you look on the coach side. Ronaldo, one of the greatest baller we ever play the game, and they are Manchester. Look how some of the fans them are deemed.
And one
this
next
is,
thing,
this
you
is
know,
that
people.
how the Arsenal 50,000 people in a stand and boo him as a you know how strong you have to be as a person to see your own people in a boo you.
And you see it on the matter of the fitness thing. Fitness don't only cover you see a man run on the field and he's not tired. That's the cardiovascular fitness. Fitness go beyond that. So fitness have different components. It's not just the lungs make a man fit. You understand?
Yeah.
So we can't just say because you see man run on the team probably an old play them and say, oh, the baller they not fit. No. You have muscular endurance, you have muscular strength, you have body composition, all of these things. Flexibility entails fitness. So it's not the one component.
I feel a lack of system in our team too, in our game. Cause that thing. Because when one man do one, we do probably too much work when we do. When a team press them press together. If one man run up and down like a headless chicken, run down three different players. You realize him going to burn out too fast. When him have the ball and him want to pass and him don't know how to pass it because no play no dead.
That is right. It go back to the same way you say. When we watch JPL, and that's something I realize I'm always kind of come to the realization that it's a Jamaican style of play. You see this long kick down the field and run down. It happened too much. It happened too much now for people that tell me say, because them not no space. Them are out the midfielder them now work. I see it too much. I see in the JPL games. How much different coach. Paul are the only person I see and High and the new coach I can't call him name. Them two persons, them two people and they are not traditional. They are not Jamaican coaches. But every time a Jamaican coach all a Jamaican team, I same thing. The under 20, we had, in my honest opinion, we had the squad to qualify for the World Cup. But the team a play a long ball. Why we a play a long ball? Because I believe I saw them tell the man for play. In my honest opinion.
Chevron, watch captains. on Netflix.
Joke.
Go on watch it.
Boy,
What coach?
If
What
you have
look
not
for
watched it
the
yet, people, you need to go watch it. Captains on Netflix.
coach, that tell us that series that boy, I tell us you don't make you hungry, coach. They boy watch it again.
Hold on.
Emotional, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
know,
I tell you,
Netflix.
break it up.
Netflix or Amazon.
You say if you
Or
love,
FIFA something, I mean.
Yeah, FIFA production.
So wait,
coach, you
is
say
that
if you
on
love
Netflix
Jamaican
as well?
football,
Yeah,
coach.
they're on Netflix.
Alright, me I go watch it for
Coach,
sure. Come
You
think
say
of the
you-
FIFA.
You
alone,
say if you
Japan.
love Jamaican football, man, that's mad, you man. That's something mad, you man.
Tell us them watch it, Bridget, me get emotional, Bridget. I mean, I say, man, they could have
Yeah,
qualified.
man, you
Shut
can't
up,
wait to
sir.
watch that, coach. Man, I tell you that.
So as
And
I said, right, you see the whole long ball thing. I feel like that. I honestly believe is a style of play for the national team. For Jamaican team,
Baby,
the system. You see the system we
I
are
know
talking
Fabian
about.
and Chevron.
Yeah, you see the system
Chevron,
we are
let me
talking about.
tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something. You see the whole long ball thing. Me not think that make we not qualify, brother. Go watch Captain, brother. You will see why we not qualify. That's all I can tell you.
No, me nah go to that. Me nah say that's the reason why we not qualify. You know,
know.
what me I say the thing what Lanier already say a while ago pertaining to when we watch the JPL games them. The bag of long ball, make the player them look fit. And when them play against international counterparts, the man them look unfit. So I say, what media say now, remember initially we there say yo the team have bypass the midfield because the midfield now work.
Yeah.
But based off of where all of the team them know Jamaica play, is it that every single midfield in Jamaica now work? Because
the man them now develop that way there.
Don't disregard the opponent, you know.
So why did the opponent alright then.
Sometimes you have a system where opponent can counter it easily, you know, brother.
But coach, if everybody do the same thing, if everybody do the same exact thing, what remember, you know,
Coach.
a long ball one of the easiest things for defending, in my opinion.
That's the one thing before me left. I say, I tell you this. Me feel say if you watch Captain, me I tell you say Andre, the captain, when he am Blake, him need to walk away from Jamaica football. Whitmore enough he have nothing to do with Jamaica football again. All of them players that were Jamaican player, nothing have nothing to do with Jamaican football, brother.
Me not agree with you though, Robert. Me not agree with it.
They never put Jamaica football in front of it. I tell you, coach, the JFF too.
No, sir. The man be a span with the man be a span with the baller then look. When they lose, me not ask that.
Coach, man, they want to win, coach.
I mean,
tell me, I tell you,
they don't want to win.
No,
sir, Robert. No, sir. If you are talking about it indifference, yeah, there might be indifference, but them don't want to win. Me not believe that.
Coach, man, mash up the team.
Just the ego, Bridget. Remember, say, man, I play this, a man, I play this, a man, I play this, a man, I come in with them ideas. And I said this and I said that. And I say, one night time, I think I over Panama. Paul all have to say, yo, on a bill. Bobby Reed did I said something. Like him give an instruction and Bobby Reed try to say, because this man do not tell. Paul all say, yo, I people them where I coach and people them when I yellow. Everybody now yellow. On our players. Only just work with the thing, man. So the players, them, me believe, contribute to this thing, you know. So it's not only the federation. Players, coaches, everybody. All on
so that show that we are talking about is like a series about the
field
World Cup qualifying for Brazil and a few countries.
I haven't watched it as yet, but based on what I am hearing, I don't know if I want to watch it.
Watch it, Formula. Watch it, man. It's a good watch. Watch it.
Go watch it, right? No,
and the fact is that
emotional about
issues
this man.
Emotional, man. But you see the issues that we did have, and we watch other teams go through things to man a drop bomb down a Lebanon and them something there, and we not go through them thing there. But every man issue is different from a next man issue. It tell me say we could have still qualified with our issues. If the big egos them they just decide to say, all right, we could just do this for go World Cup. Just put aside our ego. You understand? And our differences. You understand? Because for me and other people might have different views. And when the US game, it looked like the whole segregation thing start show it so ugly head. Capo say, yo, you know, see man them still down, whole like man them forced sit down at one table. Them nah, because the whole all of us them are blame for the thing and fight broke on them something. But that's one different thing. I don't want to talk about the movie. More the people ain't gonna watch it.
Coach start from the Panama game to coach. Man in I stand and make nice and a cosplay up and feel and all them kind of sitting there.
Yeah, but Damian Lowe come and say yes, he do that. He say no matter who I play, if you not play good, he might cuss. He say it.
No, but it start before even the game, coach. I have to realize.
Well, me never hear that from him.
It start from me before the game. Tell me, I tell you, so them they don't say have a mindset if you go there for
yeah, Mexico Rob Smith.
Because me yes, a top and they want to change the squad. We're playing in Mexico, and they want to bring in 1 and 2 players. And then the JFF them step in with themselves too.
Whole part things go wrong. Whole part things go wrong, Robert. Whole part things.
Whole part things.
Whole part things go wrong. You can't pinpoint that this is one thing. You just count on your finger them. And you go on your 10 finger them like multiple times. The amount of things will cause the thing for break down, brethren. Yo, me never want to talk about that again, man. Make your people and go watch it, yeah, man. Me can't watch that again, no.
Me I would have never looked for it.
Me can't watch that again.
Yo,
hey,
me tell you,
traumatize you,
me tell you, when me hear about it, you know, when me hear about it, me kind of apprehensive.
Me I go over I think again. sorry, boss.
All right, coach.
It rough for real, man. A traumatic experience, man.
Somebody had done a video after watching it, and the person's reaction was upsetting as well. The person went on a rant as well. So I kind of figured. I tried to watch it when it just came out on the FIFA.
It rough,
app,
rough.
But
I think emotional. You want to fight. You want to push on through the television and you know what? So all part things you don't want to do. Me I tell you, Bridget.
So basically, the entire Jamaican football was in disarray for this past World Cup qualifying campaign.
Be a spawn captains. Captain is a tell-all thing in a Virgin. All the way, never say no. We see it now. Hey, one at a time, Paul all have to say, yo, turn off the camera. Tell the FIFA man them to turn off the camera.
I know a funny thing, coach.
Hey, Robert, a long time you say one thing I say the Virgin. You just rehash the thing.
Yo, coach, I know what I say. You know what I say? One thing me say is that all of them players were yesterday, so couldn't go out to another club, you know. None of them couldn't go out them club would behave like how they behave that night. That's telling that joke.
Rob Smith, at the same thing me get. People that say a long time that disunity they did it. Even if it did that, it never did a manifest. Until a look a brawler go on. Even if it did that, me never see it until the brawler go on. At the Mexico match. Yeah, man. Magic, what his name? The man who gone at Chelsea and the Gabon captain. Yeah, all I captain them they good for real.
So, coach, is it that one episode they dedicate to Jamaica or the entire episode?
No, everybody coming at each in a episode. Or a piece or something coming at episode.
I'm gonna go watch it.
I think about 8 or 9 episodes thereabout. But me just sit down and it's like me couldn't stop it. Me just watch till then done.
I go watch that, right? I go finish watch this tonight.
Coach, me go jump off, you know.
Yeah,
big
man.
up on yourself.
All right, we want to give it we want to give it EPL preview before we end the show. So,
coach, we are cutting up.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Robert.
The only thing me have to say Manchester United and more Man U will lose. That's all I want to say.
I would team your support.
Coach.
How can I question that?
See, he's a city man. He's a city man. Shaban is a city man.
City.
Me there and much longer. Me there and much longer than me say me that there. So big up, coach.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself,
Now
fam.
move
All
on.
right,
Shaban,
coach,
bless
may I
up, bro.
jump off? May I jump off? And I go
all right,
watch the program.
nothing. All right, big up him on them. I go look on the preview. Cause I know so when me I give preview, you know, people, we don't miss like actually, you know. Me no miss like actually, you know. So over here, we get the best EPL preview and predictions, you know. All right, so 10 o'clock games coming up, people. All 10 o'clock. Well, 4 10 o'clock games, 10 a.m. And then you have the feature game, 12:30, Leicester Everton. That's on Saturday. So Leeds beat up Liverpool. Jeez. So Leeds versus Bournemouth. Oh, that go actually. Man City versus Fulham. Match can be tricky, you know. Hey, you see when you give prediction, people, if it find a game that you might have an upset based on how the EPL is happening. You are gonna have a game that you get an upset in. Meaning the favored team might not win. All right. So Leeds. Let me see if actually they're on the board. Actually, I'm missing out. Right now. Oh, Jano. Cataract is here because Leeds. Jano star. All right. Actually, say 3-2 Bournemouth. Hey, don't follow actually, people. Don't follow actually. Leeds 2-1. Hey, right now, for me, Leeds will be at home. Bournemouth. Let me see what going on for the last game with Bournemouth. Let me see how I predict that game there. I got it right with Bournemouth now. Bournemouth would be away. Hey, Leeds are win that game, you know. 2-0, may I say. 2-0. 2-0 to Leeds. Leeds is going to bring that momentum, people. Leeds will bring that momentum. Bournemouth, after losing at home, they'll be on the road. Tricky fixture against Leeds for them. Leeds will take that one. 2-0. Where's that? Yeah, man. Leeds up. Yeah, Leeds. Yeah, man. Leeds sheet are clean this week. Remember, I know people. You say anything me you say, I saw it go. La. Don't follow actually with that 3-2 victory for Bournemouth. That's not going to happen. Actually lose that one there already. Gregory Hines, big up yourself. Jamaica LOL, big up yourself. A 1-0. Hey, Cataract, me I write down here something there, you know. OB. It must say 1-0 to Leeds. Who else me can write down? Let me see who else big up in a something there. Let me see if Jason Guna drop or something there. All right, Jason Guna say 2-1. So me I work with actually Cataract and Jason Guna. Him say 2-1 to Bournemouth. Look how them man I give them points, man. Jeez, peace. Only no see what go on, people. And Leeds are going to take that game there. Leeds will take this game. Manchester City, Fulham. Manchester City really, they are at home 3-0 against Fulham. 3-0 to City. Well, they are going to be unlucky versus Leeds, actually. Actually, it's a 2-1 to City. Where Jason gonna say? And Cataract. Cataract, you can't only talk about Leeds, brother. All right, Cataract said 3-0. You might follow me, because I know say me no miss, Guna said 2-0. All right. So we move on from this. In this game, Nottingham Forest versus Brentford, I believe this is where the upset is going to take place. If any game is going to be an upset, I think this is one of those games. Nottingham Forest versus Brentford. Brentford is playing good football. Nottingham kind of hot and cold. Brentford kind of hot and cold too, but they are more consistent than a Nottingham Forest team. Actually saying 0-0. I am going with a 1-0 win for Nottingham Forest at home. 1-0. Jason Guna is saying what? Forest 1, Brentford 2. All right. Duclan is saying 2-0 to City. Owen is saying 3-0. All right. All right. So I believe, may I asterisk that Davian say 0-0. We say Sealer, Davian. Me if he said Nottingham at home will beat this Brentford team. Brentford would have been the favorites in this one because of what they have been doing. So I'm going with Nottingham Forest to cause the upset in this one. Upset. Hey, listen, when I not predict them game, I still know. Actually, you know, work with the plan, And you see, if you don't work with the plan, you will continue to lose, actually. You have to. One day, this is going to be my bad week, people. Devon, a man was suspended. I scored 3 goals, Devon. 2 goals. Devon, I'm Tony suspended. Duclan has the same thing. 1-0 for Forest. And that me said. This, listen, me historical upset games, them people. Wolves versus Brentford. Hey, not Brentford. Brighton. After destroying Chelsea, they will be going into the Forest to face the Wolves. Will the Brighton team fly out of that place with a victory? I am going to say 2 Wolves, 2 Brighton. This one is going to be David is saying 1-1. Dukan, we spun already for national team. Hey, Travis is here now, people. Travis is here. I have no fear. Travis, what happened to you, Nibb? What happened to you, William Nibb? All right, Jason Guna said 1-1. Actually. Brighton with Blair Badness. 3-1. What? You know, actually saying a Blair Badness, Brighton are going on with, They're going to score some goal for the Wolves. Boy, I mean, I said 2-2, Duclan is saying 1-0 to Brighton. Boy, the Wolves at home, not, me not think them have got something there. Devon is saying 1-1. It's a draw, I give that to you, Wolf and Albion, that good matchup pick can go either way. True. That's why I go for a draw. Hey, wicked man, Chris does a boast about him side at top of the JPL. Yeah, that's why I say 2-all, you know. You can't go either way, but me I choose 2-all because I'm indecisive. So me I go with the draw. All right. Cataract we wait for now, but look like he fall off. J-Man it is saying Brentford 3-1. No, sir. Upset game that. Nottingham Forest, I get another 3 points. I say a sheep in a wolf's clothing. Whisper gets called up for the senior team, but not U20. Strange. Him get called up camp around, man. Cataract, you see, big style lead league early. Both on a garden, one garden, and a Tivoli. Cataract, I miss, man. He come with 1-2 prediction and gone. He not ready for this, man. All right, Everton versus Leicester. Now, this game can go anyway. Everton will be at home. Everton is not playing bad, but they are still not playing the best. You understand? Still not playing the best football. So, I mean, you are going on me. 1-0 Brighton. Oh, me never hear. But you're not giving no Brentford, Nottingham Forest, Cataract. Me not see that score there. Let me check. Me not see no Brentford, Nottingham Forest. For Cataract. Let me scroll. Oh, me see Brighton 1-0 now. Me see that one there. Let me check the other one. You just say Ivan Toney is suspended. But me not see again a score for that. Brentford lame without Tony. So you don't give no score for the Brentford something there. So show out that one the Cataract. Because I know someone I got ball when time I roll out my winnings tomorrow. You know. Leicester 2-0. Chano Cataract said 2-0. Hey, Cataract. Tell me the Brentford Forest game. You never said that. Jason Gouda say is 1-1 You know me, I look for a draw too, you know, but guess what? I now give them no goal. Actually saying what? 1-0 to Leicester. Yo, right now is a 0-all scoreline me I put for that one. Then I feel like me I get that one wrong, you know. 0-all. Alright, Cataract, me find that one there. So we cover the Saturday fixtures. Should we do? Yeah, man, you don't know, so it have to be stylistic, you know, Cataract. What you say, man? Because remember style and flavor, you know. So it have to be stylistic. So should we do the prediction for the Sunday games tomorrow? Cause that make it nice, you know. We don't want to finish out the prediction today, no. Cause you have Chelsea, Arsenal come Sunday morning, you know, Aston Villa United, you know, Southampton, Newcastle, West Ham, Crystal Palace, Tottenham, Liverpool. What do you say? Do we give the predictions for tomorrow? So we can give that round on the JPL round tomorrow, no? There's some hot JPL games coming up, you know. Hot. All right, Davian said tomorrow, yeah. Because when we done everything tonight, I just say JPL we're going to do. So we're going to save week 15 in a 2-part. 2 parts to do anything. Yes, you're live and direct on the coach's desk. 5 minutes, yeah.
CVM TV.
5 minutes to go.
On Spring Road. CVM TV. Which I can't have 5 minutes short, of course.
No, man. Hey, we
pass it 2
hour Cataract. Yeah, say, man.
Right, we are talking about 5 minutes. Coach, your glass is too stylish, brother. Look like a plastic cabinet. You not read out man score.
No,
Look
man.
about 3 times I tell you, say nil all for Brentford.
But me scroll up and me not, you not tell me, you're right, but me scroll up and me not see no nil.
Me write it 2, 3 times and you still not see it. Me tell you, say 1-0 for Leicester.
Listen, me see that 1-0 there, but you see nil all for Brentford. All know you know, son. You say Ivan injury. You say something there.
3 times I tell you.
No.
3 times I type it, coach.
All right. People help me in the comment section.
Brentford 0, Forest 0. I type it out fully, coach. But it's a Brentford draw 0 out. The 0 out, coach. It's like a backfire. It's like now a gunman on the side.
Oh, me see it for you.
They want 2 men from Spanish Town. Or Clarendon or somewhere.
Me see it for
We
you.
don't help shoot. They're not. They're backfire. They're not shoot. But coach, how much more game we have? I'm not jump back. Like, I'm not going to score them. Bam, bam, quick and
No, man.
fast.
We say we are doing in next round of game them. Sunday game them tomorrow.
Oh, so they get them tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause we have to leave. Look, so we can't throw the whole bag of feed.
Okay, no problem. No problem. I'm not they are down still, but so, coach, how you feel about the side?
You know, me no have no feelings though right now. Me know.
No, no feeling.
No, so me no have no
Coach.
feelings, man. After me and a
Right.
Richie.
Coach, me feel like a man will come my 50th birthday party and a man pull one bottle of water, give me for drink.
Today your birthday?
Just, no, today my birthday. December, but I don't feel how I feel. I feel like I come on my 50th birthday party and I go make a big toast and I want to just open a bottle of water and throw in a champagne glass. No taste. It's just tasteless. It's
But
bugs me out though, coach.
Cataract, you know one thing me say about this though. You see now rebuilding phase, a whole part this got happening, chop and change and all of them things that are going.
But we
Make
were
it
told
happy,
that we
yes.
were not going to be chopping it.
Yeah,
we were told we're not going to be chopping and changing. But hold on, let me ask you, tell me the truth. Can I try to find some answers? Can I have some serious questions?
But it can't happen
Because
nowhere
me
else,
as a man,
Cataract. When it
me as a
about?
man, would like to ask some serious questions. January 2022, we played a friendly match against Peru. And we tried the Jamoy Tope Richard King experiment in a centre back. And 11 months later, we really are going to try that again. On what form? On what form are we picking Jamoy Tope? On what form? Where?
On what?
Which form does he make it? On what form? Because he picking players according to form, but on what form?
No.
We would pick it. We tried that experiment before and it failed. So I don't know where we're going back with that again. And I really wanted to ask if you had any insight into the non-inclusion of Ravel Morrison, because he plays in the MLS. The MLS season is finished. And would want to know why he would not be selected, especially since he was touted to be a core player for the team. And if you want to keep core players together, then certainly you would want to have the midfield maestro present to pull the strings with a young set of team. So I don't know if you heard anything.
No, we don't hear why. We don't hear why I'm not in our team. But that's a good point.
And I know the non-inclusion of Blair Turgott, who season is at completion. They've won the championship, so anything else is dead rubber. Lame duck games. So Blair Turgott could and should have been selected in the side, having been an experienced player who played in the Gold Cup for Jamaica. And the third one might say
Ravel asks for family time.
Ravel asks for family time. Should get to a family slap. Because remember say this year we'll have a whole heap of time. Remember saying can't cock up and watch the World Cup, after this, but family time, okay. If that's what was said, then it's fine. The Blair Turner omission I'm looking at, and Zion Scarlett, who was in the under 20s at an MLS academy. The MLS season has come to an end. Why wouldn't we look at a striker from the recent under 20 qualifiers? He has 1 goal to his name, which is more than 4 of the other strikers combined. So, international goal, that is. So, those 3 I found kind of puzzling because they stuck out like a sore thumb to me. I thought that any number can play, you know. We just hope for the best. But I'd love to hear on the Blair Turgot and the Zion Scarlett discourse.
We're not going to delve deeply into that. But Blair Turgot, yes, he has been in the wilderness for a long while. He's not playing at the moment, just won his league. He could have get a look in. Zion Scarlett, the same thing. But again, we are not in control of the selection policy, if there's a selection policy. So it kind of
That's the question. No, we're not in control. When we say we can't pick the side, but we as a analyst of some repute, national analysts, they have been elevated to an international analyst. Because the program CV a bit smaller than coaching desk. Our coaching desk was international. But as a televised analyst coach, you must have some thoughts on the matter, because you see, we were punished transparency.
Remember, Qatar, I was always saying that we could use some of the U20 players them. You understand? I was advocating for that. So of course, I would think that Zion would have been a good one to add there. You know what I mean? But again, we don't know how these people go about selecting the team. So I'll just leave it there. Anyways, Qatar, the show have to be closed now.
Yeah, man.
Tomorrow we just join early and so we can get in the discussion more on. So big up yourself, big up to Formula, big up to Chevron, big up to Robert, big up to Lanezra, big up to all the persons in the comment section who also made it possible. Big up to the persons who watched the show and did not comment because you did not want to comment. You just like the vibes of listening to the show. So, first night of this episode of the Weekend Triple Treat. We will continue tomorrow. In another episode, night 2. Look out for that one. Stay safe, people. Until next time. Peace out.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.